Good morning, I'm Anna Matthew.
I'm Aishwarya John.
And you're watching BBC School News Report.
India today is one of the world's leading emerging economies. Global commentators say that India, with its impressive growth rate in these times of financial recession, is on its way to be a superpower.
But what does this impressive growth rate and rise in the GDP mean to the majority of people of this country? The agriculture sector, which is the largest employer in India, has been facing a crisis for some time now.
This has been manifested by the rising number of farmer suicides around the country. Farmer suicides, an issue of national significance, is our focus for the day.
We take you now to Wayanad, a northern district of Kerala, which was in the news recently for its alarming rate of farmer suicide.
Heavy decline in ginger and banana prices has put the farmers of Wayanad district in dire straits. 11 farmers committed suicide in the last 2 months following heavy losses in ginger and banana cultivation. According to agriculture officers, ginger prices plunged to Rs 550 per sack from Rs 1,300 per sack and has been remaining the same ever since. Banana prices decreased to Rs 7 a kilo from Rs 28. Eyeing the heavy profit from ginger and banana cultivation, a lot of farmers undertook cultivation in this region after taking land for heavy lease amount. Besides, many farmers in other states also ventured into ginger and banana cultivation following the trend. Due to large-scale investment in the field, production multiplied, resulting in a decrease in market prices. As most of these farmers were landless, they could not avail the low-interest credit facilities offered by the government but had to depend on local money lenders who charge very high interest rates. As a result, when the income from these crops reduced due to a decrease in market prices as well as due to rampant exploitation by the middlemen, the farmers could not repay the amount they had borrowed and found themselves in a debt crisis. The crisis ultimately took their lives.
Our correspondent spoke to Mr. Krishna Prasad, ex-MLA Wayanad.
The suicides in Wayanad is not because of a single reason. There are multiple reasons for the suicides. And the credit issue is only one among them. The major problem of the farmers here is the income from the price of the farm producers. There is no fixed income. There is high fluctuations in the price. And Wayanad is the hot spot of farm suicides. Considering the population of this place, only 8 lakh population is here, and Wayanad is a very small district. And in this district, during 2001 to 2006, around 535 farmers committed suicide.
Mr. Krishna Prasad said, according to government rule, it is mandatory for all banks that 18% of their total lending to be in the agriculture sector at a low interest rate of 4%. However, it is not the farmers who are getting the loans, but professionals, government servants, and even private financial institutions who then lend this money to farmers at very high interest rates. As a result, farmers are dependent on money lenders who charge interest rates from 40 to 50%.
The high rate of farmer suicides is not an isolated local issue.
It is a national phenomenon affected by both domestic and international issues. Here's the report.
This is not just the story of farmers of Wayanad. It's the story of farmers all over India. Experts say it is not just domestic factors, but also policies followed by the rich and developed nations that drive farmers in small hamlets like Wayanad all over India to take their lives.
A large section of Indian farmers shifted to cash crop cultivation in the hope of getting better returns at a higher cost of production. However, the income they received for cash crop cultivation also crashed thanks to obscene subsidies to corporate and rich farmers in the West from the United States and the European Union.
According to the National Crime Records Bureau, more than 250,000 Indian farmers have committed suicide since 1995. It means the largest wave of recorded suicides in human history has occurred in this country in the past 16 years.
Our correspondent spoke to the family of a victim of farmer suicide. Here is a report.
CP Shashidharan committed suicide on 2nd November after being unable to pay the debts he had accumulated to make a living through agriculture. He is survived by his wife and 3 children. His son Manish says prices of ginger and banana declined by 70 to 90% over the last 3 months, and his father found himself unable to pay the debts he had borrowed from various sources to meet the expenses of production. In the absence of a mechanism to provide cushion to farmers affected by decline in the prices of their produce, Shashidharan had no alternative.
നവംബർ 2 അച്ഛൻ മരിക്കുന്നത്. പിറ്റേന്ന് ജില്ലാ കളക്ടർ വന്നിട്ട് 1000 രൂപ അടിയന്തര സഹായം, മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയുടെ ധനസഹായ നിധിയിൽ നിന്ന് 1000 രൂപ ഇവിടെ തന്നിട്ട് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതല്ലാതെ ഇതുവരെ ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്ന് യാതൊരു ആനുകൂല്യവും കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. ബാങ്കിൽ നിന്ന് 2-3 തവണ നോട്ടീസ് വന്നിരുന്നു. 85,000 രൂപ ലോൺ എടുത്തിരുന്നു. വീടിൻ്റെ ആധാരം വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് എടുത്തത്. അപ്പോൾ ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്ന് ഗവൺമെൻറ് കൃഷിമന്ത്രി KV മോഹൻ വന്നിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ 1 ലക്ഷം രൂപ പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇതുവരെ അതിനെപ്പറ്റി ഒരു മുന്നറിയിപ്പും ഒന്നും ആയിട്ടില്ല.
Even as the government of India wrote off corporate income tax worth rupees 3,74,000 crore in 6 years from 2005 to 2011, victims like Manish say that no meaningful aid has come from the government to help the distressed farmers of Wayanad. With cameraman Gopi Krishnan S, this is Job Michael Matthew reporting for BBC School News Report.
Manish, who owns 30 cents of land, says he will not venture into agriculture as it is not a viable option.
This is a decision many Indian farmers are making today, leaving us to wonder who then will produce food for more than 1.2 billion Indians.
This is Aishwarya John
And I'm Anna Matthew.
and you're watching BBC School News Report.